Hello there, my viewers. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell button to get notified. Thank you for your attention. Now, enjoy the show.
Okay, damn. So, hello guys, welcome back to Afka React. Now, this time, I'm gonna react to, as usual, Gigguk's video on an anime that has been, I guess it was kind of released recently, 2019 or 18, like I remember, but this got anime got on fire, like everyone literally talking about it. So I guess yes, I'm gonna reveal to you what the anime is. We're gonna react to and review Darling in the Franxxx. Yes, it's the Dino anime everyone's been talking about, and you know what? Let's see what Gigguk has to say about this anime. Let's go!
So often, the anime community is graced with a roller coaster of a show, and as an audience member, once you've committed to getting on the ride, you could either sit back, accept that you're here to the end, and try to enjoy your time, or you can act like this. Darling in the Franxxx is the latest roller coaster to set this anime community on fire. The show had a lot of hype going into it, being the latest collaboration between the famed A1 Pictures, Studio Trigger, Hayao Miyazaki, Fox News, Cannabis Science Inc., Wreck-It Ralph, Sesame Street, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. For weeks, viewers have
Now, when it first announced and it was previewing, I remember I was actually quite hyped, like I was actually hyped about it because, I love Studio Trigger. I love Studio A1, like those two are like one of my favorite studios, and seeing them collab is just wow, man. This has to be good. But you know what? Let's see.
toiled over its many subtle themes, messages, and symbolism, but today I will present the definite proof over everything the show is trying to say while ultimately assessing if this is truly the next modern mecha masterpiece, or just another show that shit the bed after high early expectations, which, I'm not going to name any names because I'm not that kind of person. We don't shit talk here on this channel. We start with the title, which if you look closely is a clever nod referring to the main character's name, Darling, and the mechas that they pilot, Super Kawaii Momo Robot Waifu Death Squad. The basic premise is about a bunch of angsty teenagers who have to fight monsters in a post-apocalyptic world, and a lot of people have compared this to Evangelion, but after careful analysis over countless
No, I don't. Why is people comparing this to Evangelion? Damn!
seconds, I can conclude that this has absolutely no merit at all. Look guys, not every show about giant robots fighting monsters in a post-apocalyptic world is ripping off of Ava. I mean, one has a pilot who doesn't want to get in the robot, and the other one has one who really does. There you go. Nothing alike. Plus, Darling in the Franxxx is a heavy sexualized show. And, Ava wasn't sexualized at all, so there's also a big difference there. Plus, A1 Pictures and Studio Trigger are very active studios, while Hideaki Anno is never gonna give us Ava 4.0. Now, in Evangelion, you had these monsters called...
Eva 4.0 is gonna come, right? So, yeah. But we're gonna talk about Eva another day.
Angels, and on the other side you have Klaxosaurs, which are like robot dinosaurs, which is totally different because they have a core that needs to be destroyed in order to kill them. And the important thing is it's set up so they almost have to fight a different monster every week. So I don't know how Evangelion can even begin to compare to that. Let's not forget that Darling in the Fran had a scene where a pilot is just freaking out in the cockpit. And the idea for this scene was something that was totally innovative in the genre of mecha. While Evangelion also had iconic scenes that would be totally obvious if someone copied them, and I didn't see any kind of resemblance at all. So you might say, well, what about the...
Okay, he was being sarcastic. He showed some stuff that kind of resembles, but I don't know, man. The feel's totally different. I guess there are elements that might be the same, but I guess I don't know, man. They're different. That's it. They're different.
Organizations that seem to be controlling everything, and that's such a superficial observation, because then I would say, well, where's Ava's 2-pilot system that directly depends on synchronization levels, huh? And let's not forget that in Fran, only children can pilot the mechas, so I don't know how Evangelion could even begin to compare to that. And then these stupid dickheads still want to compare the two because they both have biomechanical mechs. But then, they obviously haven't gotten to the twist yet when it's revealed that the mechs they were piloting are actually Klaxosaurs. That's right! They were piloting the monsters they were fighting this entire time! You stupid shit! So I don't know how Evangelion can even begin to compare to that.
Oh my god, that bit was hilarious, Gigguk. So props to you. God, maybe I was like the guy he was reacting to, saying that it's different and all, but you know what? Fuck it, it's different. Different. Never mind.
This is not to mention the colourful cast we are presented with. Right off the bat, we are introduced to a naked pink-haired 02 emerging like a goddess, and of course, our main character, Darling, is immediately like,
Oh no!
oh yeah, this definitely smells like best girl.
Oh,
Later,
no.
we see their relationship develop and even have a backstory revealed. And as you can see here, the results are clear as after years of funding and research, we are finally getting closer to a cure for cancer. An interesting fact you may not know is that everyone's name corresponds to their code number in Japanese. For example, Zero's 2 name in Japanese would be Oni. Oni, which in Japanese folklore is a kind of demon character with horns. Similarly, code 015 Ichigo can be split into Ichi and Go. Ichigo 15, which represents the exact number of people who legitimately thought she was best girl. Though with such a big cast, it can get hard to remember names, so it's much easier to remember them by their unique code names. Cucker, Cucky, Cucklord, I don't give a cuck, LGBT cuck, my big fat cuck wedding, you cucking what, mate? The Cuckle brother, and of course, cuck me harder, daddy. Love triangles are a popular trope in anime, but Darling in the Franxx
Oh fuck, Gigguk, you gave me a laugh. God damn.
X manages to take this to the next level. With such intricate character relationships, you need a far more complicated shape to keep track of it all. You start with 02, who is a clone of 01 and is in a simple love triangle with Darling and Ichigo. However, Ichigo has other characters who are interested in her, in Goro and Ikuno. Darling, on the other hand, used to share a close relationship with Mitsuru, who really ended up with Kokoro, who was loved by Futoshi, creating this big line. Meanwhile, Miku and Zerome are just doing their own thing, closed off from everyone else. So if we put this all together, you can see that oh, for fuck's sake! Much discussion has been had over the actions of the cast members, with criticism being thrown in every direction. But upon closer inspection, every single action makes perfect sense and has a deeper meaning behind it. This controversial kiss garnered a lot of hate for Ichigo, with critics analysing every frame of this to come to the conclusion that this was the classic literary tactic we know as a dick move. But looking
Oh my lord, what a video, Gigguk.
deeply into this scene, many may have missed the subtext of what it was trying to say. See, episode 14 aired in April of 2018, exactly 9 years after League of Legends started closed beta testing. Not only that, but if we add all the code numbers of the 3 members present, we get 87. Patch 8.7 of League of Legends was released in April 2018, and that's when I understood. This kiss represents League of Legends international tournament performances, and Goro is NA. Anyone familiar with Trigger shows and the history of their staff will know that they sometimes like to
Oh god. I have no. Okay. Oh, I guess he was being serious, but I don't play. I played once, like League of Legends, but god damn.
put in the odd sex metaphors in their work. Now in Darling in the Fran, you have to look really carefully, but if you do, you may be able to spot some sexual metaphors. Like for example, one obvious one was when 02 offered bread dipped in honey. This is reference to honey, the pet name married couples can often refer to each other as, hinting at consummating their relationship, which in marriage obviously refers to sexual intercourse.
Holy fuck.
That's the only one I could find. Deep appreciation also has to be given for what this has done for the genre of mecha. When we think of giant robots in the iconic genre of mecha, you may be reminded of metallic Goliaths, marvels of human engineering, a cultural icon that has inspired the fields of robotic in real life. And what's so incredible about this show is that it has the balls to look at these and go, fuck that. No, literally, fuck that. I want to fuck giant robots, and made lootable giant robots. In an interview with the mecha designer about where he got his inspiration for these revolutionary designs, he was noted for replying with the single line, "Where there's a will, there's a way to stick your dick in it." And this leads us to the latter part of the series, where we finally get an explanation about the world and history in episode 19. For you see... Oh, I'm sorry, I accidentally hit the fast forward button there. Let me get us back on track. What? What? Alright, I don't know why there are aliens or why there are space battles or who Verma or what the fuck is going on. So, you know, I must have accidentally skipped a whole season. Let me check this. It's still episode 20? What? It was at this moment that I had an epiphany. Maybe the show about angst teens piloting giant robots using the power of butt sex wasn't the revolutionary show I thought it was gonna be. What the fuck, right? Now, I don't know what the creative process behind having such a big plot turn so late in the series was, but according to some sources, it went a little something like this. Okay, it's episode 20. What do we have planned? This is when you wanted to add the aliens? Did I say that? When? Oh, bitches! Triggers in the house now! We need girls, we need booty, we need tits, we need some motherfucking aliens! It's gonna be hard! That doesn't sound like me. Well, at least we have another 25 episodes to flesh this out. Actually, the show is 2 core. What do you mean it's only 2 core? It means we only have 24 episodes. But as I looked deeper, things just didn't add up. Why aliens? Why are they called Verm? Wait a minute. Verm? Ape? Vampire.
Oh god.
How are vampires involved? Could this be a metaphor for aliens sucking the life force out of Earth as had been explained in the exposition? Or was Alex Jones the writer for this the entire time?
They're psychic vampires stealing the energy from the kids. It's a vampire conspiracy in that they are interdimensionally sucking the essence of our youth.
Right.
And they believe they're possessed by an off-world entity.
How many other staff members were really involved? Was any information we were given accurate at all? Driven, I searched hard to see if I could find any evidence. But unfortunately, there were 0 resources available to me as my anime list was still under maintenance. And then it hit me. The cuckfest, ass-worshipping, angsty giant robot show was a front. This was a diversion orchestrated by a grand mastermind in order to pull the wool over our eyes over the truth. This was no A1 Pictures project. There was no Studio Trigger involvement. So, you may be wondering, who is responsible? It was Hideaki Anno all along, you fucking idiots! This was Ava 4.0 the entire time!
Oh god. No.
Wake up, America!
Okay. Now, like, so I'm gonna give my opinion on this, and you know, as you can see, well, I guess it's quite a wild ride. Now, you know, I was actually the type of person that was actually, I guess, you know, accepting the fact that it was kind of wild, but I actually really enjoyed it in the first few episodes. Like, it wasn't good, I guess, like in good quality, like deep, sophisticated storyline, but it was entertaining. Like, it was very entertaining. Actions, love, yeah, I guess some fan service, but it was good. And you know what? I've actually rated this. Yes, I'm gonna give you my ratings of this. I rated this an 8 out of 10. Now, you know what? Like, since time went by, like, I actually want to, I guess, you know, maybe it's a conflicted. Like, I think it's good, but it's bad, but it's good, it's bad. Like, I don't know. should it be a 9? No, but I used to think it was a 9. But does it deserve a 7? It's conflicted, but you know what? Like it's bad, good, and it's kind of a bit of both. But I guess that's kind of what's the show about. But you know what? Like, could have been better. I guess it could have been better, but I guess yeah. I guess it's kind of a wild ride. Yeah. I guess that's it. I don't know what to say, but I guess you know what? You need to watch this. Like I don't know, I watched it because like it was hype and all that, just to get into the conversation. But it gets you quite good. I wouldn't say it's a bad anime. It's a very controversial anime, and I think it's kind of bit both good and bad. So yeah, I guess that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Bye, Johnny. Sumimasen. See you.
Thank you to you all who has watched my video. My deepest gratitudes are for you. If you like to see more of my videos, just check my channel and scroll to see. If you happen to like and want to support me, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button to get notified. Thank you. See you in the next video.